Hey, welcome everyone. It is 6:30, June 24th, 2026, and we are about to begin the board meeting for Houston Conservation District Board of Supervisors. We have four supervisors in the room this evening, and David Ayal is not here, has another commitment. First up here is an agenda review. We have a few changes to the agenda. We've pulled item 3E from the agenda, the public access policy. And we've added that under governance. It will be the new item 8A. And the previous item 8A will become 8B. And then the other change is the first executive session, item 9, we have decreased the time on that to 10 minutes rather than 15 minutes. So with those changes, I'll need a motion to approve our agenda as amended.
Motion, I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay, is there a second?
Sure, I'll second.
Seconded by Jennifer. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have an agenda. The consent agenda now has 4 items on it. The work session and meeting minutes, financial report, and then a couple of funding agreements with the Department of Ecology and Thurston County. We will need a motion on the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, moved by Marianne, seconded by Doug. All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
It's a lot of words there.
Yeah. It has been approved. That takes us to public comment. This is a point at which any member of the public can address the board for up to 3 minutes on a topic that's on their mind that would also be relevant to us. I don't think we have anyone online that wants to make public comment, and there's no one in the room, but I will stop and say, is there anybody out there that wants to make public comment? Hearing none and seeing none, we will close public comment. Move to item 5, our partner reports. First up is NRCS, and we do have Tara Donahoe with us this evening. Hey, Tara, it's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, let's I'll give you the floor. Tell us what's going on in our NRCS.
So right now we're just kind of trucking along with our obligations, getting all of the contracts that were new for this year, getting all those buttoned up. We had quite a few this year, Thurston County did. I think we had like a record year of applications and of contracts. So that's due really in big part to this new program that's been released, the Regenerative Pilot Program. And that one has to do with soil health testing, and then there are some like core management practices involved in that. So pretty excited about that program and seeing where it goes, because I could see this being kind of like a golden ticket to get a lot of folks in on projects that haven't been able to get funded in the past. I know we also have, we had a lot of folks get funded for irrigation related projects this year. So that's pretty exciting. And I can think of at least one that I know we're partnering with Thurston CD on. So that's exciting, where, yeah, the clients got NRCS money. And then also, I think it's either Kenna or Kendall is the CD planner. So that's really exciting. And then the news item I have is that we did have an announcement that the USDA is, they just released what's called a notification of funding opportunity for the Regional Conservation Partnership Program, also known as RCPP. And that one is pretty much, it's a $310 million pot of money that is available for partner organizations like the Thurston Conservation District to pretty much apply for like a big project that then individual landowners can then participate in and kind of get contracts through that larger partnership agreement. So something I did want to mention is that the chief of NRCS has said that farmland preservation is one of the top priorities that, for the agency at this time. And so I think that there might be opportunity to kind of use this RCPP money to maybe get like some kind of easement, something or other going. Um, in Thurston County, I know that's something that's been discussed before, like ag land easements. I am not the specialist on this program at all, but I would be happy to connect any one of y'all with Jared Hammond, who's our West area specialist for RCPP. And I believe that application period is open until late August. I'll pop the link to the announcement in the chat right here. And that link also has a link to the funding opportunity itself, where you can see who are the eligible entities to apply, and kind of more information about the program and what sort of projects can fit.
Is that program kind of a one-time only thing, or do you expect that will be an annual thing?
So that is a program that, in my experience, a partner gets this pocket of money for the program, and they also stipulate a timeline. So it's not just like we only have the money for a year, we have to get contracts obligated, and then it's done. You can stipulate, okay, we want to have this money. This is the pot of money. We want this much for staff time, this much for project implementation, for practices, and we want it for, to be able to have like, a certain number of years to spend it.
Yeah, if I can jump in, RCPP has been around for a while, and it's an opportunity that we have sent in some applications for in the past, specifically for farmland preservation. I have a meeting next week with the state NRCS liaison about this opportunity. Last year, there were a lot of great applications the state sent forward, and only one in Washington State was selected, which was strange. And so they were hopeful to try and garner some more feedback about why specifically Washington was really not prioritized in that realm, to see if it is a good pathway for us to resurrect that application. There are some major trade-offs of that program. While it can bring in a lot of funding for some pieces, it doesn't pay for all of the parts of the puzzle. Yeah. Looking at TCD's future, we may be very complementary in that space.
That's what I was thinking.
There are still some very specific stipulations and requirements, even with easements, to put that funding on the ground, and it can be very complex and difficult. So, anyway, there's some new updates to the program, and I'm going to get a download on that next week to see if resurrecting that application and putting it forward is a good choice. It's also, we are in our Sentinel landscape, of which NRCS is one of the flagship federal partners. And so there is a little bit of emphasis on trying to fund a Sentinel landscape goal. And so I think, all of that said, we were unsuccessful last time without a lot of feedback specifically about our application, just that Washington did not receive a lot and had a lot of active and ongoing RCPPs already. So I don't know if we're being graded on curve there or what, but anyway, I'll get the debrief next week on that.
That'd be good to know. And Chair, just for your information, the reason I raised the question is we are proposing, I think tonight we're going to take action to propose to the county commissioners to increase our local funding through rates and charges here. And with the increased funding, we will be dedicating an additional $1 million a year to farmland preservation in Thurston County, which could make us a much more attractive partner for some of these federal programs if we can bring that kind of money to the table in the future.
Wow, nice. That's great news.
Yeah. Okay, anything else for Chair? All right, thanks for being here. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
All right, we don't have Josh here tonight, it looks like, and we didn't get anything in writing, did we?
Nope.
Okay, I think Josh is busy right now with a lot of different things.
They are hiring the other regional managers. So the Northeast and the Puget Sound have been selected, and they should be online soon.
That'll make his life a little bit easier.
We'll have him back.
Okay, that takes us to the last report. That's you, Sarah, for WACD.
Yeah, you saw in my written report about a little lunch and learn opportunity with WACD around NRCS regenerative ag priorities. So if that is of interest to you, please feel free to hop into that. Again, that's in my written report. The only other item for WACD at this time is Brad Bordner. And I'm not sure if we announced this previously, is now the new national director out of Wakayakum, and has been really very involved, and is has been showing a lot of interest and excitement, has a lot of great experience. Used to work in Washington, D.C., and is also on the Sustainable Funding Committee that I'm on, has had some really brilliant contributions. So I think that position is in good hands moving forward, but that's who has that spot. So if there's any sort of national connection to NACD, that's your person.
Okay, and did Heather Smith, was her term up?
She resigned from the Grays Harbor City Board.
Oh, she did. I did not know that. Oh, okay. So therefore not eligible to be a national director anymore.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Breaking news. Did not know that.
It is a significant loss for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that moves us to item 6, which is resolution 2026-03, proposing a system of rates and charges. So we had a public hearing last week. And we had a few people here. We had a number of other comments, which we all saw in writing. We had 28 comments in total. All of them said, yes, raise my taxes and let's do this good stuff.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Mhm.
It's the first time I've ever gone through a process for rates and charges where there was no opposition. Maybe that means we're on the right track here. But the next step here is to take action on this ordinance. So we'll need a motion to do that.
I move that we accept TCD resolution 2026-03, proposing a rate system of rates and charges
Moved by,
presented to the county.
moved by Doug. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Jennifer. All those in favor of this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Part 2 of the resolution, when we adopt a system of rates and charges, we also have to establish a system for an appeals process. So the second resolution does that. Resolution 2026-04 establishes that appeals process. So we will need to have a motion on this resolution.
I make a motion to, I don't even know how to say it.
To approve?
Yes, 2026-04.
Okay, been moved by Mary Ann. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Doug to approve the resolution on the appeals process. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, we have,
come so far in that stuff.
yeah.
It's almost unbelievable.
And now that we have approved this and it's going to be moving on to the county, I would, with the blessing of the board, I would like to start to schedule some one-on-one meetings with our commissioners, several of whom have already asked me about this to get some more information and to prime the pump. So if that's okay with folks, I will start to reach out to our commissioners to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you need help, just speak up.
Will do. Okay. All right. Moves to item 8, the governance. We added a new item here, which is the policy on public access, policy 5.9. We had some suggestions in the work session of how to amend this. And it looks like our amazing ED and legal counsel and maybe somebody else spent a little time over break doing that. So let's take a look at what the changes were.
Yeah, the only change that sorry about that. The only change that we've added here is the red text right there, just making sure that we're capturing all of those that might be in our space. All TCD staff, board supervisors, volunteers, contractors, consultants, visitors are expected to conduct themselves professionally.
Did you want to put others?
That was not the advice of council.
Oh, okay. got it.
Visitors is more specific.
Others is too vague, and visitors is,
Oh, that's anybody too.
if visitors already covers the
Okay.
people in our space who are not working
One of the other.
for volunteering for.
All
So
right.
you're comfortable with this change?
I'm comfortable with change.
Okay, all right. We will need a motion on this amended policy 5.9.
As I brought it up, I'll move that we approve the amended policy 5.9.
Okay, it's been moved by Doug. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mary Ann. All those in favor of the public access policy 5.9 as amended, please say aye.
Right?
Aye. It's approved. That takes us to item 8B, which is to take a look at what's coming up next month.
Come on.
Nope. On the screen.
On the screen.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll have a staff presentation from Jay on our Firewise program. Looks like we'll have a community partner presentation as well on biocellulose.
Oh, Leslie, yay.
Leslie Melnick.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was your recommendation, Mary Ann, and the research that they were doing should be finished, or this was a good point in the calendar to present new findings.
Good.
Great. Okay, and then CC and our other updates, placeholders for that. Then let's look at the board meeting agenda. If we could scroll down there. Fairly typical stuff. One thing I don't see here is in July, don't we do our mid-year budget review?
Mhm.
So we need to add that. Let's put that under governance. Let's make that 6A under governance. As we are midway through the year. Anything else?
You were gonna have potential meetings with county.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll start that soon, but I'll do it under updates.
Yeah, and the
If
same with Sarah, you
Yeah.
had some meetings that were coming up that would be
yeah,
good for all of us to know about.
Yeah.
I think under updates. is fine.
Yep. yep.
An update on the board recruitment process would be a great addition.
Yeah, let's do that under governance as well. Let's make that item 6B under, well, you know what? Let's put that on the work session. Yeah, let's move that up to the work session. Let's make that item, item 4. That's right, Cynthia. Board recruitment update. All right. So that's our draft, subject to change and modification before July. Got that? All right, then we will move to the first of 2 executive sessions. This first executive session is to consider the selection of a site or the acquisition of real estate. This is permitted under RCW 42.30.110 sub 1B. We will spend no more than 10 minutes in this executive session. Executive session will include executive director, board members, and legal counsel. We will have discussion. We will take no actions. And at the end of that executive session, we will come back and report out. It is now 6:49. So we will be back in public session at 6:59. We know when we're there.
We're there.
Okay, we are back in. There we go. We're back in public session, just having concluded an executive session on real estate, and it is 6:59. 10-minute session. We got an update from our staff and provided some feedback to our staff. That takes us to our second executive session, which is to discuss potential litigation. Hello, goodbye. This is permitted under RCW 423110 sub 1 sub I. We will have staff, executive director, legal counsel, and board in this executive session. This executive session will also last 10 minutes, at which point we will come back, report out, and adjourn our meeting. It's 7 o'clock, so we will be back in public session at 7:10.
Just
You're
for,
live.
All right, it's 7:10. We are back from an executive session discussing potential litigation. We got an update from our executive director and counsel on that topic. And made no decisions because we can't. That takes us to the final item on tonight's agenda, which is we need a motion to adjourn our meetings.
I did it last time.
Let's let Jennifer do it. It's your last meeting.
Adjourn.
Yeah,
Second.
been moved by Jennifer, seconded by Mary Ann to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. We're done at
Good job,
7:07.
guys.